Hi, my name is Al Green. Not that one, but the struggling guy who was in the music industry for years trying to sell talent and songs to agents. The agents befriended me and taught me techniques that I want to pass on to you through my program, which is called You Can Talk, You Can Sell. Anyone who has ever taken this program has excelled in selling and either risen to the top of their company, their team, or the top of their field. It's called You Can Talk, You Can Sell, and you can get it right here. Another way to boost your sales is to think in terms of cross-culture salesmanship, cross-culture selling. I worked in areas where there was a lot of people coming in from other countries to take positions temporarily, but they would get offices and places to live that were local, and yet their English was very understandable. They might have a thick accent, but not casting anything on these people that might be considered as profiling. You don't know who you're going to run into. You don't know who your next customer might be. If you have any personal misgivings about other cultures, it's time to think about abandoning them and putting them aside so you can put yourself into the position of being positive. Always positive to the point of being contagious. So when you are there and you are willing to give them a smile or a handshake or whatever you do, a fist bump, it doesn't really matter because you're there. The fact is your presence alone says something. When you have cross-culture selling, you're dealing with people from all different places on the planet, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a different country. It could be a different state. If you're in New York, you're going to be dealing at a different pace than if, let's say, you're in Louisiana or Texas or California. You'll find that there is a phenomenal way to communicate with people on all levels, no matter who they are or where they're from. There are some cultures that are a little bit skeptical of salespeople. They have their good reasons for it. They prefer to see that there is a long relationship there. So you visit somebody maybe for the first time to meet them, and they're not going to necessarily sit down and do business with you that day. But if you show that you're there 2 months later, 3 months later, you have a better chance of impressing yourself upon them. And if you're positive, where you're always talking in the terms of possibilities rather than acting like you're annoyed to be doing business with them, which, believe it or not, a lot of salespeople do. If you're a beginner, these are things that you can learn, and that is to relax. Just relax a little bit. Don't be extra formal, but don't be extra tight either. Be relaxed. When you do what you love, which in your case is talking to people, you naturally relax. When you know what you're talking about by learning your product or your service inside out, so much more than anybody else, then you come across as being confident. And a lot of times, your customer needs to know that you're confident because they would have confidence in you. If they ask you a question like, if I have a problem, who do I call? The best answer is always call me. I'll personally take care of you. Well, is there somebody at the company I can call? If you ever have a number like an 800 number for customer support to give to that person, say, listen, I'm going to give you a special number, and I want you to ask for and give them a name of somebody you know at that number. Even if they know that there's a 1 chance in 10,000 that they won't get that person. You're giving them something special that they know they can't get elsewhere. And definitely your competition is probably not going to be using these techniques because these techniques are not taught in formal sales training. In formal sales training, you learn a lot of things about how to present, how to talk, etc. But remember, you're now a consultant. You're a special person, and you're not going to be treating your customers like they're anything less than your future friends, people you're going to get to know. When it comes down to the taboos of discussion, and they talk about anything like politics or religion, it's better to just stay away from that subject entirely and nod your head. If they tell you something that disagrees with you politically, rather than discuss it with them, just say, oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying, because you have to give them a little bit of credibility for you to even have a discussion with them if they're going to be talking. And you're going to get people that they're going to complain about whatever was on the news that day. And they're going to complain about this politician or that politician or this particular policy or what Congress is doing or what the military is doing. We're all concerned for each other. The idea is this: no matter what, we have to take care of each other. Because, like I've posted, when all of the food is gone, you can't eat money. So the idea is we have to take care of each other. Believe it or not, you will make friends, and those friends could lead you to other businesses. I walked through several different jobs because of the fact I made a friend at one company who wanted me to work for their company. So they made me an offer that at the time I couldn't turn down. It was too good. So I accepted it. And then from there, I went and I found other companies that needed people like me. They need people that can walk in off the street without an appointment and get in to see a purchasing agent, or get in to see an engineer, or get in to see a real estate agent, or get in to see a person selling insurance or advertising. There's a technique that will be covered in the course that I will be teaching, mainly coaching people on, which is how do you get past the gatekeeper? How do you get into that company that's so hard to get into? Well, I started off in the music industry, and believe me, if you don't know how to cross over and get past the gatekeeper, you're not getting in. And there's a technique. Actually, it's kind of fun, and it'll be taught in the coaching class. So I hope you look forward to that, because it's only going to help you. And if you're a beginner, intimidation is the last thing on your mind, because intimidation means that you are hesitant and you're not confident and you actually have fear. Fear is the one thing that'll put your sales career out of business. The idea is just move forward. I know it sounds difficult to just move forward, because when you actually do it, it's not the same as talking about it. You actually have to do it. You have to go knock on that door or open the door to that company and walk in. A great specialty that I learned from a terrific salesperson is if he went to a company, he was selling business to business, and there was a sign on the door that said no soliciting, that was an invitation for him to walk inside. And believe it or not, 10 minutes later, he's got a name and somebody to call and make an appointment with, because of what he said to the person that tried to stop him at the door. And these were not armed security guards. These were just the receptionist at the desk to receive people as they walk in. No soliciting means what? No door-to-door salespeople. Well, he made a living selling door-to-door. And what I learned from him, I want to pass on to you, because it made a difference for me to get into every one of those companies that had a sign on the door that said no soliciting. When you knock on a person's door, if you're selling door-to-door, and they say the same thing, there's a way to approach it so that people ignore the sign themselves. Yeah, you'll knock on the door and you'll get some people yelling through the door saying no soliciting. Okay, fine, I understand that. There are communities that will not allow you to go door to door. Fine, show the respect for that. If that's the case, hopefully you or somebody in your company has created a flyer that you could put your name on, put your telephone number on, that you could leave at the door, and you could ask them, I know I'm not supposed to go door to door, could I leave a flyer at certain doors? Certain doors, not every door. And see if you can get a yes from that. A homeowners association that deals in a private community might not want you walking around going door to door, but they might not have a problem. If you say, I have customers in here and I want to leave them some literature, can I just do that? You'll be amazed at it if you cooperate and you show that you're positive. how plenty of times they'll look past the rules and they'll let you in the gate. I've done it many times, and I learned it from the top people who taught me how to do it, and I'm going to share that with you when we take our class. We're going to cover every situation that we can on the six-figure selling system. So I look forward to seeing you there. Keep studying, keep working, and definitely keep going. You'll have a great time. Stay confident, stay positive. You're going to do this because it has never failed. This is a system that has never failed. Anyone who has ever taken this system has exceeded and stayed in sales for many years because of the fact it served them. This is going to serve you. So I hope you enjoy it.